All right, if you're in the transportation business, your website is basically your digital front door. But let's be real. Is it just a pretty picture? Or is it actually getting you customers? That's what we're going to dive into right now. How to stop getting just clicks and start getting actual paying riders.
So let me ask you this. Is your website turning visitors into riders? I mean, really? Because you can pour all this money into a gorgeous site, but if someone lands there, clicks around, and then just leaves, well, it's not working. And that's a huge frustration for so many businesses. Generic, cookie-cutter websites just don't get what makes a taxi or limo service tick.
Okay, so what's the solution? Well, we're going to look at someone who has literally built his entire career around solving this exact problem. Check out this quote from Obaid Badsha. He's not just some general web designer who happens to do sites for car services. No, he specializes. His entire mission is crystal clear. Build websites for taxi, limo, and chauffeur businesses that actually, you guessed it, turn visitors into riders.
So how does he actually pull this off? It's not just about a slick design or fancy graphics. Nope. The real secret sauce, the thing that makes it all work, is where that great design meets powerful, practical functionality.
And his purpose is super focused. It's all about solving the hard problems. Just think about that fare calculator. We've all been there, right? Trying to get a quote online, and it's just a mess. He tackles that head on. Or making sure the site works perfectly on your phone, no pinching and zooming. It's all about digging into these specific industry headaches to create a website that's a breeze for your customers to use and, just as important, actually shows up when people search on Google.
This really lays out the two paths you can take, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got your standard off-the-shelf themes. Sure, they're easy, but you're kind of stuck in a box. Your site looks like a dozen others, and the functionality is limited. But then there's the other approach, a custom-built, super lightweight website that's designed to dominate. We're not just talking about having a website here. We're talking about setting the standard for your whole industry.
Okay, that all sounds great, but talk is cheap, right? At the end of the day, it's all about the results. So let's get into the proof. Let's see the evidence that shows this whole specialist thing actually works. First things first, we're talking about over a decade of experience. That's more than 10 years deep in the trenches of web design, figuring out what works, what bombs, and really honing in on this specific craft. This isn't some guy who just decided to try this out last year. This is a career focus.
And it's not just him saying it. Other people are validating this experience. On huge platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, you don't just get titles like top-rated or level 2 seller by accident. You have to earn them with consistent, high-quality work and happy clients. This is the kind of social proof you can actually go and check for yourself.
Let's look at a real-world project, Seattle exclusive limo. For a high-end service like this, the website can't just be functional, it has to feel luxurious. So the focus was all about elegant design, making it lightning fast, and really nailing the SEO. The whole idea is to make booking the limo feel just as premium as riding in it.
And then, look at this, a totally different kind of project, a taxi service. For them, it was all about a sleek, modern design that works perfectly on a phone and makes booking a ride incredibly simple. And this is the key takeaway, right? A limo service and a taxi service are both transportation, but they need very different things from their website. This shows an ability to tailor the solution perfectly, whether you're selling luxury or just fast, easy convenience.
So when you put all these pieces together, a really clear picture starts to form. It's kind of like the difference between hiring a handyman to build your whole house versus hiring a master carpenter for your kitchen cabinets. So let's break down what this specialist advantage really means for a business.
So what do you actually get with a specialist? Well, for starters, they just get your industry. They already know about the nightmare of fare calculators and booking logistics. You're not starting from scratch. That deep understanding then feeds directly into SEO, building a site that's designed from day one to rank on Google and bring you customers for free. And ultimately, every single thing, every button, every form is obsessed with one thing, conversion, turning that person browsing your site into a paying rider.
And that brings us to the big question, the one that really matters. What could a website that's truly built for your business, not just a generic template, but a real business tool, what could that do for your bottom line? Think about it. It's the difference between just having a presence online and actually dominating online.